How high can a girl fly? In theory, as high as she wants, but in reality, very few do. Forbes magazine published its annual rich list last week, and of the top 50 richest people in the world, only 6 were women. More shockingly, each of these women made their fortune by inheriting the family business or marrying a rich man. But we are not living in a Jane Austen novel, and today's young women must succeed on their own. But how can we aspire to the same heights as men when we are distinguished, almost from birth, as inherently different? Gender stereotyping, like most things, begins in the home. Young boys will play Lego or Meccano with their fathers, help with DIY using their own plastic toolkit, while their sisters bake with mum, have toy vacuums, and host teddy bear tea parties. This feeds a mentality of male dominance and female weakness from a startlingly young age. When playing dress-up, girls are the princess, the damsel in distress, waiting for her Prince Charming, while boys are being Superman, flying high to save the world and save the girl. For me, gender stereotyping only got worse at school. We choose our GCSEs at 14, and while boys are encouraged to take product design, I was pushed towards textiles. Later, when choosing A-levels, maths teachers advised mechanical maths for boys and statistics for girls. This stereotyping pushes women away from STEM careers, meaning science, technology, engineering and maths, often the route with the highest earning potential. We simply cannot raise a generation of young women who believe they're supposed to be a nurse, teacher, or hairdresser by default, simply because they're not told anything to the different. Likewise, there is a significant lack of women in the world of corporate business and politics, with only 12% of company boards being made up of women and only 22% in Parliament, a supposedly representative body. This lack of role models stops girls aspiring to such positions, something which needs to be addressed. The news is full of successful men, top of their field, millionaire at 30, yet the only women we hear about are footballers' wives, twerking pop stars, and the Kardashians, whose faces are recognised throughout the world, though I've no idea what they're famous for, certainly not astrophysics. And while the pearly white smiles of David Cameron or Piers Morgan are gleaming off the front page, turn over to find Emma, 23 from Essex, a shining example to girls everywhere. Without precedent and role models, how can girls believe they can fly? And even if they are strong-willed, independent, and able to see through the patriarchy of society, what do they hit? The famous glass ceiling. We've heard it all before, but the statistics are clear. In a report published by The Economist last week to mark International Women's Day, Britain was found to have an 18% gender wage gap, putting us behind most of Europe. The story of Birmingham City Council comes to mind here, but it is by no means the only culprit. Furthermore, the average working mum reportedly spends 40% of her wages on childcare, and with only 12 weeks fully paid paternity leave, it's not hard to see why women feel forced to choose between a career and motherhood. And with stats like these, who can blame women from shying away from the corporate world or having lower aspirations than men, because they know they're going to struggle so much more to reach the same point? So what can be done to turn things around? We need to eliminate barriers, smash the glass ceiling, and provide role models, not top models, to inspire and motivate young women to achieve all they're capable of. Perhaps we should take inspiration from Helen Sharman, first British citizen in space, but more significantly, a woman who flew all the way to the stars.